Good morning, everyone. It's lovely to be with you all again this morning. I hope you're having a lovely week so far, and I also hope that you are getting along really nicely with your home learning. It's been lovely seeing you interact on your live lessons. I've managed to pop into a few lessons now, and I've seen some of the year 5, some of the year 6s, some of the year 4s, and it's really lovely to see how you are engaging and interacting with your teachers so fantastically. So well done, keep up the good work. I thought for today's assembly I'd bring along some pictures of an animal I find very interesting, and I thought I'd share them with you. I wonder if you can figure out, by having a think, what animal I have got under the visualizer. Some of you might know straight away what animal this is. Some of you might be thinking, well, Miss Pearce, that looks a bit like a cow or a very large sheep. But in actual fact, this animal is a yak. Now, yaks traditionally live in Asia. They live in the Himalayas, which is very cold and even snowy mountain range. And because of the cold, they have these very, very thick, dense, long fur coats that hang down quite low to around their belly. And because their hair grows so long, it can sometimes look as if they're wearing a skirt, which is a little bit funny. Now, they are very bulky, they have very sturdy legs, they have rounded cloven hooves, and they have short horns, as you can see in the picture. Now, there are two types of yaks. There's what we call the wild yak, and we also have domestic yaks, so yaks that are farmed, a bit like cows and sheep are farmed. And the wild yaks, they're generally dark brown or black in color, whereas the domestic yaks, this type of yak, can be cream in color, can be a rusty brown, can be a bit patchy as well. Now, because these are very large animals, yaks weigh a lot as well. They can weigh up to 585 kilograms, which is extremely heavy. They are also quite high and quite long, but their main sort of signature feature is their long, shaggy coats. They don't make the mooing sound that we know that cows or cattle make, but they can grunt and squeak, which is quite funny to listen to. You might want to Google or listen to a clip on YouTube about how yaks grunt and squeak. It's a really interesting sound. So the story I've chosen for today's assembly is all about, I'm sure you've guessed it, all about a yak. It's about a yak called Gertie. Now, it's a story that I particularly love. I like it because of the message that it shares. And I also like the main character, Gertie, because she's just really, really cute and she's really smart. She's really, really little, and she has the curliest, whirliest wool and the grippiest of hooves, so she can clip-clop up cliffs, because yaks are also very good at climbing, and they enjoy climbing up those steep mountain cliffs in the Himalayas. Poor Gertie in the story, she has a bit of a problem. She doesn't want to be the littlest yak anymore. She's in a big rush to grow up, and she wants to be just like all the other bigger yaks. But there's certain things that only Gertie can do, and that makes her really, really special. So I'd like to share the story with you. Sit back, relax, get comfortable, and let's begin. The littlest yak, and this is Gertie. On the tip of the top of a mountain all snowy, where the ice-whirling, toe-cutting blizzards were blowy, in a herd full of huddling yaks, big and small, lived Gertie, the littlest yak of them all. Now Gertie was great at being a yak, with the curliest, whirliest wool on her back. She could clip-clop up cliffs, no matter how slippy, on little yak hooves that were splendidly grippy. Yes, Gertie was all that a small yak should be, but there isn't, she sighed, any bigness in me. I'm the yak at the back who is stuck in her smallness. I want to grow up and have greatness and tallness. With the hugest of hooves and humongous horns too, there isn't a thing that a big yak can't do. But yaks, Mummy smiled, are all shapes and sizes, and bigness can come in all sorts of disguises. Maybe one day you'll be huge, you'll be tall, so don't rush to grow up when it's great being small. Yet as night tiptoed in and the stars filled the sky, from the heart of the herd, Gertie sighed a huge sigh. Hugeness and tallness seem so far away. I don't want to be small. I need bigness today. So Gertie began on a growing up plan and ate every veggie a little yak can. She pattered up mountains, she clattered down hills, she hopped and she skipped, and she never sat still. And she read lots of books to make her thoughts grow, because grown-ups have big things to think and to know. And though Gertie hoped and wished and she tried, the days slipped away, but no growing arrived. What if, she sniffed, I'm a yak who can't grow? And a salty tear plopped from her cheek to the snow. But wait! What was that? Something was coming. 100 yak hoofbeats were steadily drumming and leading the herd in a snowflakey flurry. Was Mummy Yak grunting, "Oh, Gertie, please hurry! Look up! A yak stuck on the craggy cliff's edge at the end of the narrowest, rockiest ledge." Our hooves are too heavy, our horns are too wide to squeeze on a ledge on a steep mountainside. But you are our littlest, grippiest yak. Only you can squeeze up there and bring that yak back. You need me? Gertie gasped, because I'm so small? My smallness can do something big after all. And Gertie was off. There was no time to waste. Over the ice-frosted rocks in great haste, up higher and higher, leaping and springing, then onto the ledge where a yak shape was clinging. "Oh!" Gertie squealed as she stopped in her tracks. "Why, you're the tiniest, weeniest, teeniest of yaks." "I wanted to clip-clop up cliffs," the yak shivered, "but I'm not very grippy," and his teeny horns quivered. "Well, gripping," smiled Gertie, "is what I do best. Just hold on tightly and I'll do the rest." So onto her back the teeniest yak leapt, and down through the rocks and the ice Gertie swept. Home to the herd far below, cheering loudly. "Gertie, you did it!" they all grunted proudly. "The teeniest yak would be stuck without you. There are some things that only a small yak can do." Then Gertie was wrapped in a warm woolly hug, and into her ear Mummy whispered with love, "As sure as the stars in the glittering sky, you'll be all grown up in the blink of an eye. But it's here and it's now, whilst you're wonderfully small, that you've found you've got the bigness inside after all." And as Gertie gazed up at the moon's silver light, being small, the little yak smiled, is all right. For I'm just the right size that a Gertie should be. I am perfectly little and perfectly me. And that's the end of the story of The Littlest Yak. I hope you enjoyed the story. I also hope you learned from the message in that story that often when we're children, and I know I was like this when I was a child, I wanted to be grown up, I wanted to be big, I wanted to be tall, I wanted to be stronger, faster, cleverer, better at things than I actually was. And I remember my mum saying to me very clearly, don't wish your life away. Enjoy being a child, because being a child is a tiny, tiny part of your life. You have lots and lots of time to be a grown-up. You have lots of time to be an adult and only a very short amount of time to be a child. So enjoy it. We shouldn't wish to be grown up too soon. And also, another message in the story, which I love most of all, is that we all have this idea of bigness inside us. We are all different, we are all special, and we all have something to offer. Gertie thought she couldn't do anything to help the herd, but actually her being small and being good at climbing and gripping on, that was really helpful to the herd because she was able to rescue the teeniest, tiniest yak of them all. And finally, the last message, which is a very special message, is that you are perfect just the way you are, and you should enjoy being the way you are. Some of us are tall, some of us are short, some of us are really, really skinny, some of us are a bit round, some of us have brown hair, some of us have blonde hair. It doesn't matter. You are perfect just the way you are, and you should love yourself for being just the way you are. All right, boys and girls, it's been lovely being with you again today. Have a really good rest of your week, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.